I'd like to welcome Ghis, author of The Medical Mafia: How to Get Out of It Alive and Take Back Our Health and Wealth. Ghis, welcome to Truth from the Source.
Hello.
Hello, and I'm talking to you from Canada right now, and I'm actually in rainy England in Glastonbury. So it's amazing what we can do over the internet these days, and then air this show in Hawaii. So we're worldwide.
Yes, we've made a lot of improvement in that field. Not in
Absolutely,
every field, but in that field, yes.
absolutely. Now, Geese, you were once a medical doctor. What happened with your medical license?
Well, as a medical doctor, I slowly realized uh, that the total field, that the whole field of healthcare was controlled by big pharma, big money.
Yes.
And when I realized this, and this was over a period of several years of practicing, and when I realized this, uh, my conscience told me you have to tell people about it. It took me 25 years to understand the medical system, to understand how it worked
Mm.
and who pulls the strings and how it's done. And I was from inside the system. So I said, patients outside the system can never figure out what's going on there.
Did you feel that you had been led down a path to believe one thing, and now you were discovering something else?
Oh, absolutely. When I graduated from medical school, I was convinced that there would be no more disease by year 2000. I was a firm believer in medicine.
Mm.
And it's only when I was in the field of medicine, practicing medicine, that I realized that things were not getting better. They were getting worse.
Yes.
Uh, and then I ran several clinics of my own, and this brought me to become aware of the business aspect of medicine.
Uh-huh.
So I could put both together, the knowledge and the business, and realize that the business was the motor, was the engine driving um, force
Mm-hmm.
of the whole system,
Mm-hmm.
and not the well-being of the patients, not at all. And once it's this is so basic. Once you realize that government controls everything,
Mm-hmm.
they have their hand on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Once you realize this, then the second question is, whom does government work for?
Right.
Whom does government serve? And it serves big money and not the people.
Yes.
That's all you need to know.
Mm.
And once you know this, then you don't have to worry. For instance, with the vaccination propaganda that's going on right now, should I be vaccinated or not? You never question anymore. If government tells you to do something, you just do the opposite,
Yeah.
and you never make a mistake.
So back to your license, what happened with you?
So I wrote the book. I wrote the book, The Medical Mafia,
Mm.
in which I exposed the system, but not in a way of blaming. I was not there to blame anybody. And I realized that we were financing and creating this system
Mm-hmm.
as patients. So, but I exposed the system in a way that's very simple. The mafia family, mafioso family, with the godfather, the government, donna governmenta, his wife,
Yes.
and then their three children. They have three children. One is Union,
Uh-huh.
Unio. The other one is Insurancio,
Uh-huh.
and the third one is Collegio, for College of Physicians. But those three children, they obey the mother, and which is governmental. And who does she obey? She obeys the multinationalio. So she obeys big money. And this is what we have to keep in mind. Government is strictly the only goal of government is to put a screen so that people don't see who pulls the strings behind the scene.
And the multinationalio, that's corporate money, right?
That's corporate money, absolutely.
Yes.
Corporate money, bankers,
pharmaceutical
big corporations. Yes,
yeah.
It's big money.
Yes.
And they run medicine from A to Z. There's no missing letter. A to Z. Everything is controlled by big money, starting with the pre-med school, then medical school, then after post-med, all the congresses are controlled by them. All the magazines, medical reviews, and medical journals are controlled by them. They control all the medical knowledge. So doctors, they believe that this is the truth because this is what they learned.
Mm-hmm.
And they never ask themselves who's behind this teaching.
Mm.
And they control universities, medical schools, the journals, everything. All the knowledge is controlled by big money.
Yes.
So it serves big money. But just put yourself in the shoes of big money. Are you going to make people healthy? No, because it won't bring any money in.
So when
people have to get sick for big money to make money.
Well, as a doctor, were you not concerned about writing this book, The Medical Mafia?
I was scared when I did it. I was scared for the retaliation it would bring up, and it did. But I was not worried with losing my medical license. I knew I would lose it. I knew all this. I was scared for my children. That they would go after my children and do some kind of blackmail.
Yes.
So I got my children. I had a meeting with them, and I said, well, listen, I'm coming out with this book, and you must remember that you have chosen a dangerous mother, and you will have to cope with it. I will never come back on what I said.
Yes.
And so that was my biggest fear, that they would do something to my children. Knowing that I had told them in advance, I felt okay, and I just went with the book.
And do you feel that, and did nothing happen to your children, I hope?
No, nothing happened to me nor to my children. I was never threatened. I was nothing. I never had anything. I was taken to court. I was asked to resign. I said no, unless you can prove that things I said are wrong.
Yes.
Then I will resign. But if you can't prove that anything is wrong in this book, then I won't resign.
Yes.
So they said, okay, we'll take you on a trial and revoke your license. I said, well, okay, fine, let's go for this.
Yes.
And I just went, and I went through the trial by myself, without an attorney, no lawyer.
Wow.
Because it's so expensive.
Yes.
And the moment you have a lawyer, you have to keep your mouth shut, because the lawyer has the right to speak, but not you.
Yes.
So I went without a lawyer. I did. It lasted 11 days of trial.
Wow.
Yes, that was quite an experience. We had a book was written about it.
Oh.
And it was a great experience that I went through that time.
Yes.
And I was not expecting anything. I knew it was all, decided in advance, that the judgment was already decided, and that they would revoke my license. I knew it, and that's what happened. So I was not frustrated at all.
No, so you got to speak your truth. Did that help you at all, by speaking your truth and being able to represent yourself?
Yes. The experience of the trial was great. It was not an easy one because I had no experience doing that. And they had their experts, the college had their experts. And then I brought some experts from different countries around the world. The great ones, their experts were lousy ones. But I brought the greatest experts from all over the world. Buchwald from Germany, from Australia, Shiviera Scheibner. I had one from U.S. I had 5 or 6 from different countries, and great people, but they wouldn't even listen to them.
No.
Because it was all decided in advance. So
Yes.
They won't care. Oh, one thing that's very interesting. I don't know if you've seen on the internet the 60-minute swine flu vaccine that was given in the U.S., which it's an episode that was on 60 Minutes.
No.
No, okay. If you go and see this on the internet, it's fabulous. It was on 60 Minutes, CBS, and it was about the swine flu of 1976.
Oh.
And the truth is blatant. That it was all made up. Nothing was real. I mean, it's fantastic. Go and see it.
Okay.
And I had it. I'm the one who put this on the internet lately. And in 1975, during the trial, I showed this video. And they just said, oh, no, that's not true. This is the U.S. It doesn't apply to Canada.
Yes.
I mean, anything. They don't care. They say anything, and they just go away with it. They get away with it, and they've got the power, and their decision is their decision. That's the way it goes.
Yes, yes. So who would you say is the medical mafia? Is it the pharmaceutical companies and the government bodies?
Together.
And
the government is the wife.
Yes.
The godfather is big money. That's important to know, yes. And he runs, godfather runs, his wife, Donna Governmenta, obeys him.
So would that include oil companies?
Oh, yes.
Yes, so it's all the big...
It's all the same people. When we're talking about big money, we're talking about bankers.
Yes.
Corporates.
Yes.
Corporations, huge corporations, the owners of huge corporations. We're talking about oil companies and all those. I mean, you're talking about big money.
Yes.
And they control everything in the world.
Yes.
And they also control medicine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's hard for us to accept that our health is controlled by corporations or bankers. It's hard to believe this, but that is reality.
Mm-hmm.
We have to open our eyes. And through the World Health Organization, they control medicine all over the world.
Now, who is the who?
The who is the who? It is those bankers.
The same group again.
The same people. And I have in the book, The Medical Mafia, I have a big a big tank with a needle in front instead of the arm. I mean, it's a needle in front, and on it, it's World Health Organization tank, and you have Foundation, Rockefeller Foundation. Mm-hmm. You have I don't recall the names, but it's so big money.
Are we talking like the DuPonts, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds?
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
Yes.
They run the world.
These are the Illuminati.
Yes. They run the world, but we accept to be run.
Yes, so we should talk about the system that we have fallen prey to. You've written it so well in your book.
When I wrote the book, first it was very important for me to explain the system and very simply, to make it very simple, because it's down to 5 players. But then I said, what's the solution? And I thought that the solution would be alternative medicine. So I went to many practitioners in the field of alternative medicine, and I realized that this type of health practice was much better, much more efficient, much less expensive,
Yes.
and much less aggravating. No side effects.
Yes.
So I said, that's great, but there was a but.
Yes.
People kept coming back. And I said, that's not what I want. I was looking, and that was deep inside of me. I knew, and again, I don't know why I knew, but that's, when you have a belief deep inside, I believed that we could all be perfectly healthy, everybody, at no cost. This is what I was looking for.
Yes.
So it was not, the answer was not alternative medicine. I went on, and that was during several years
Yes.
of evolution. And I finally realized that the state of health of my physical body is a mere reflection of the state of my consciousness. My consciousness means being awakened to reality of who I am. And the big question is, who am I?
Yes.
And the answer, that suited me. Okay, again, it is my answer. Is that I am an unlimited force of life. I am the source of everything, the creative source, the original vibration. It's not outside of me, it's inside of me. And when I say of me, I'm talking about everybody. It's inside, it is not outside. And it's because we think it is outside that we give our power away. We give it away to God, whatever God is, or Allah, or, all those images we can think of.
Yes.
Or we give it to our parents when we're young. We give it to the doctors when we're sick. We give it to the teachers when we go to school. We give our power away. We give it to politicians to run the country. We give our power away because we have forgotten who we are. And this is this forgetting that keeps me in a mode of submission. And submission goes against my real nature. I am not to be submitted. I am sovereign, means I am the ultimate authority. There is no higher authority than the one that's inside of me. So the more I become conscious of who I am, this absolute being, this absolute authority, the more I become conscious of this, the healthier I get. Wow. So I said, well, forget the body and take care of the soul.
Right.
That's how the big switch came.
So it's
that was the answer I was looking for.
Yes. This submission to authorities, it creates the sickness in the soul.
It creates not in the soul. It creates the sickness
in the body.
I am at war with myself. Instead of obeying my inner authority, I obey external authority. So I am at war with myself. And this is what makes me sick. Let's take an example. I have a job that I don't like anymore. I mean, it does not bring me anything. It's just to earn money, but I don't like it. And my inner voice tells me quit this job. Now, external authorities tell me you have to keep working and earning a living for your family, to pay the rent, to pay the food. So I obey external authorities instead of obeying my inner authority.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what makes me sick.
Mm-hmm.
This is what illness is all about.
Yes. Now, after doing this for years and years and creating all sorts of dis-ease in the body, how does one actually undo that and find what the soul is really wanting?
Yes, interesting. I like it. It is never too late. Let's say this to start with, because some people have heard some people saying, "I'm 60,
Yeah.
I'm going to die pretty soon. I would like to be in peace for the rest of my life," or whatever. No,
Yeah.
it is never too late to start being who I am. My concern was always shortcuts. I don't want to spend my whole life working on an illness or working on a fear, or it's too long. I realized that there is one problem, only one disease with humanity. It is the separation of me and myself. Between the separation between the creatrix or creator that I put outside instead of inside. So I am a creature. We keep seeing ourselves as poor creatures of an external creator. Should that creator be the parents or God or whatever you want it to be? But the reality is that I am both the creator and the creature. So when I made this unification, the war stops, because everything that happens to me, I create. So I am not afraid of what's going to happen anymore. I create and will create everything that happens to me in my life. And who creates? It's this inner part of me that I call the soul. And the soul creates. Am I going to fight my soul, or am I going to go with it? That's the choice we have.
Mm-hmm.
And if I fight it, I get sick. Of course, fighting, it makes people sick. And we die of fear and exhaustion. That's what we die of. Mm-hmm. We don't die of cancer. We die of fear and exhaustion, mm-hmm. because we are at war all the time. And war makes people, it brings exhaustion. And the fear comes from, I am afraid of what's going to happen to me, because I have forgotten that I create everything that happens to me. So when I realize that I create this, I stop being afraid. Mm-hmm. And that's the way to heal the fear. It's only that fear that kills me and makes me sick. So it is a whole different way, a whole different perspective in one's life. When I start seeing things as a creator or creatrix, I don't see them in the same way, and my behavior changes drastically. For instance, and this is what I did after I wrote The Medical Mafia, I realized that was the conclusion I came to. I am the creatrix of everything, the ultimate authority that we always call God or goddess or whatever. I am this. So I'm going to behave as such. And I said, all right, now the time came for renewal of my health care card.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, am I going to have health insurance? I mean, I cannot. I am the ultimate authority. I cannot buy insurance for my health care.
Right.
So I let it go.
Yes.
And that was many, many years ago. And after that, driver's license came up. Renewal for driver's license. Well, I am the ultimate authority. Am I going to ask a civil servant to allow me to drive a car? It's total nonsense.
Oh, you're a rebel.
So I let it go. And then I realized that the income tax, it was not used for services to the public. Income tax goes directly, all income tax and taxes go directly to big money, to the central bank. And central bank, I don't know if you're aware of this, but central banks are private banks. They are not public banks.
No, I didn't.
For instance, the Bank of England in your country
Yes.
is a private bank that belongs to the private bankers. The Bank of Canada in Canada is the same thing. All the countries, all the central banks are private banks. And that the country borrows money from the central bank with interest. And it's the interest that we have to pay every year, which makes the people, the country, poor.
Yes.
We are not poor, but we accept to be poor because through giving our money to the central banks. So it is, when I realized that, I said, oh, well, I can't do that anymore. I cannot. I don't want to participate into that fraud. So I stopped paying income tax.
And that's been okay? You haven't been arrested?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Well, 2 years ago, only 2 years ago. I stopped paying in 1995, and I was many years without hearing anything about it. And 3 years ago, they asked me to file. I was asked to file, and I did not file. I was not going to do it. And I even went to jail.
Really?
I went to jail 2 months, but I said, I will never file. This is not me. This is, because there are two, I don't want to go into those details because that's
Yes.
the legal jargon and game, but I just did not let go of my real identity. And I said right from the beginning, I am a sovereign person. I am a sovereign individual being, and I will not pay income. I will not get to do that. This is not me. So I refused it, and I refused to sign. And I chose to go to jail instead of signing. Yes.
And how about driving? Do you still drive your car?
Of course.
Yes, of course.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Most of the time people ask me, I said, oh, well, you don't drive anymore then. I said, yes, I do. But we are so submitted that
Yes.
we cannot even think
Yes.
that we can drive a car without a license.
Yes.
So I went right away, right to the end, and I realized that freedom, real freedom, is inside. And real freedom is inside, and that we, as citizens, we accept to be slaves. We accept slavery. So I let go of all the rights and privileges, let go of the citizenship, and found my freedom.
Yes.
So this is where I am now. I'm not a citizen anymore.
No?
No, I let it go.
So did you let go of your passport?
Yes.
So what happens? Do you not travel?
Not now.
Yes.
I will find a way. When time comes, I will surely find a way to do it.
Yes.
But right now, I stopped traveling.
Yes.
Yes, I let go of everything. I am not a citizen anymore. The citizen that I was died July 31st of last year, and that's it. When I get letters in my own name, I just write on the envelope, deceased.
Oh.
That's it. But because we can die of fear, and that's what we always do: die of fear and exhaustion.
Uh-huh.
That's one way to die. That's the way we know. But we are immortal beings.
Yes, we are.
We are.
Mm-hmm.
Not only the soul, the physical body is also can also be immortal. When the soul takes full governance of the body, then the body becomes immortal as the soul. And this is what I'm going for. The rest is not interesting for me. It doesn't have any meaning. Why would I stay on this planet to age and die, get sick and die? I mean, there's no interest doing that. Let's leave as soon as possible and get rid of this hell on earth. But my interest is to give my soul full governance over my body, and really find what real health is all about. And this is what it is. So I decided to go for that, and I said, okay, let's go right to the end, and that's how I decided to let go of the citizenship.
Well done. You're a very brave woman, and I love the fact that you're letting everybody know about it and what you've done, so that others can think about their own lives. Whether they can do that is another thing, but whether they're willing to or not. So that brings me to another point, Ghis, which is when you're looking at sovereignty and you're looking at sovereignty of the soul and what that looks like in your life, how do you feel about swine vaccinations becoming mandatory, possibly? Some say it's becoming mandatory, some say it is not. But what do you think about that?
Well, there are different aspects of this to this matter. The first thing is that vaccination, period. Vaccination. And I wrote about vaccination already in Medical Mafia 15 years ago. And it is the most stupid thing I could think of. It's making somebody healthy sick.
Yes.
Why would I do that?
Yes.
It's a total nonsense. Now, that's number one. It's like the example I use often is the following. I am afraid that my daughter could be raped. So in order to make it not a bad experience for her, I will give her a little rape so that she gets used to it, and if she ever happens to be raped, then it won't be as bad as it would have been.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Same thing. It's the most nonsensical thing I could think of. Number two, who is pushing vaccination? And I'm not even talking about swine flu yet, but who is pushing vaccination? Government.
Right.
Government is pushing vaccination.
And why?
So this is the question. Why?
Why?
Even though, if I don't know why, do I trust government? This is the question. Do I trust government? And some surveys show that people only 3 or 6% of people trust government, politicians.
Yes.
But we trust government. When it comes to our health, we obey. We don't trust them, but we obey them. So this is number 2. Number 3, who again, in addition to government, pushes vaccination, promotes vaccination? The media.
Yes.
Who controls the media? Here we are again. Big money.
Yes.
Other question, cui bono? Who benefits from vaccination? Vaccine manufacturers.
Right.
Well, do I want to get into this game?
Yeah.
You see, the information, you don't need to know the details, just the main questions. Now, if we go to swine flu vaccine, swine flu vaccine was promoted, that is promoted by the World Health Organization. Again, we talked about it earlier. It's all big money that runs it. It is the medical or the health branch, health system of the United Nations. United Nations is the world government. We're talking about one world government, a world dictatorship. It's nothing new. I think people start learning about it and realizing that what it is. It's taking control of the planet by a minority controlling the whole planet. So we're getting there. And the World Health Organization is their medical or their health branch. That's what it is. And they obey, of course, they obey big money.
Mm-hmm.
And so they said, well, now it's a scale. The scale is 4, and then the scale is 5, and then the scale is 6. But who decides what the scale is?
Yes.
Big money tells them it's time to call for a 6 scale. That's all. And then all the countries that are linked to the United Nations have to obey the decisions. So the decisions taken by the World Health Organization. So the countries do not make the decisions. They obey decisions that come from the World Health Organization. And that's all. So your country does not decide. They get orders from the World Organization, which is the World Health Organization. And they apply the rules and the decisions and the politics that have been taken by them. So same thing for my country, same thing for all the countries.
So what do you think is at the root of them wanting to have everybody vaccinated? I mean, they're putting in all sorts of toxins and poisons into these vaccinations. They're having children from the age of newborns. You can't get into college, university without getting vaccinated before you get through the door. What's your idea behind what they're doing?
Well, if you look at the vaccines, they destroy the immune system. It's all proven.
Yes.
It's all there. The information is out there.
Uh-huh.
It destroys the immune system. It does kill people, lots of them.
Yes.
And we never hear about them.
Yes.
And it does aggravate, make people sick, very sick. If you go and on internet and have a look at the swine flu, 1976 swine flu in the U.S. on CBS,
yes,
you will see how many people died and how many people were crippled and are still crippled with the Guillain-Barré, which is a neurological disease, and that makes people paralyzed. They can't walk anymore without the braces. So it is very damaging. The other thing is, and again, it's all proven, it is not working. Vaccines are inefficient. They don't work.
Well,
It's not true.
I know that I would not have a swine flu vaccination, not for anything. They would have to put me in jail before I would do anything like that.
And that is the question. Am I going to be vaccinated or not? Accept it if it's mandatory. And lots of people will, if they have the choice between the injection or incarceration, they will go with the injection. They will go with the vaccination out of fear of going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, again, a choice. We all have a choice. Human beings have the choice. And when people tell me I don't have a choice, I say, well, you're talking of you as an animal, because animals do not have the choice. The only thing that differentiates us from the animals is the choice. We can think and we can say yes or no. What will make me say yes to vaccination? Only fear.
Yes.
Only fear. Fear of the microbes, or fear of the jail if that is a threat that's given to me. So it's only fear. Well, out of love for me, I will not have vaccination.
Mm-hmm.
That is my decision at any cost. At all costs, I will never have vaccination. That's all. It's a decision that we have to make now. Because if you are taken by surprise, and you are put into the situation, you will make a quick decision, and you will go with the fear.
Yeah.
So if you want to respect your identity, who you are, and when I say you, I'm talking in general, I'm not talking
Yes.
to you in particular,
Yes.
but if I want to respect my identity and respect who I am, the vaccine, the microbes never make people sick. That's not true. Microbes happen only to come, and we create them from the inside, and they happen during the repair phase of a disease. So it's not true that microbes are contagious. Nothing is true. It's all a lie. Everything is a lie, from A to Z. So am I going to deny who I am and accept to be vaccinated? Not to go to jail? No, I won't do that.
Mm-mm.
And I've done it in the past. I chose jail instead of letting go of my real identity, and I will do it again anytime.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime. It's a decision to make now. I recommend people to do it now.
Now, what do you think about AIDS? Because AIDS sprung out of nowhere, and I've seen the video of the Strecker memorandum years ago,
Yes.
and I don't know if many people even know what that is anymore because it disappeared.
It is on internet. I saw
Oh,
it lately on internet. Yes,
really? Oh,
yes, it is on internet.
oh, the Strecker memorandum.
Yes,
Um,
Strecker.
Check it out, and it's all about how AIDS was formed. What's your opinion?
Oh, AIDS doesn't exist. And
Mm.
I wrote it in my book, In the Medical Mafia, in 1995. Um, AIDS is not a disease. It
No.
is a syndrome. A syndrome means uh, signs and symptoms. It is what we see, but it is not a disease. So it is signs and symptoms that are common to like 25 diseases. It is not a disease. And that is, I think, it's the biggest lie of the past century.
Yes.
It's the biggest lie. And you know that when you tell so, and everything is false about it, the HIV does not give this syndrome, does not give AIDS. It is not true. There is no relation. between HIV and AIDS. If you go again, Duesberg is the most vocal person, Dr. Duesberg from the U.S. I think he's from California. He's the most vocal person about this. If you go on the internet, again, there's information about this. There was a book written by a woman, don't recall her name, but David Dyke talks about it. If you go on David Dyke's website, you will find her name, and she talks about it. I mean, there are plenty of books about it.
Yes.
And the HIV does not give AIDS. The testing is all false. Tests are different from one country to another, from one test to another. If you have had a vaccine, for instance, you can test HIV positive. It's such a lie. It's so gross that people think that you're crazy when you say it doesn't exist.
So
it's so big.
So when somebody says that they have AIDS or HIV and they die of it, what are they dying of?
They die of fear. Don't forget, we always die of fear and exhaustion. If I tell you tomorrow, Anne, you're going to die in 2 years from now, you're stuck with the mortal disease, and you're going to die in 2 years from now, what are you going to do? You're going to create it. You're going to make it happen. Whether you want it or not, you are going to manifest it, and you'll be dead 2 years down the road.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it works.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go to a doctor, and the doctor tells you you've got the cancer, and cancer in your mind, in someone's mind, is always synonymous with death.
Yes.
And the doctor says, well, this type of cancer, well, maybe you're good for 2 years, or you're good for 6 months. Well, the person will die in 6 months or 2 years.
Yeah, I know of cases, I know of people that have actually died in 3 months after the doctor said you might live 3 months, and right at 3 months they died.
Absolutely.
And this happens over and over again. So let's take a look at self-health and what that really means.
Self-health, means, again, there are two connotations for this. Some people think that it means to exercise, eat good food, sleep well. That's minor.
Mm.
What makes us sick is forgetting who we are and behaving against what our inner voice tells us.
Right. So we have to listen to our inner voice. We have to feel our feelings and then express ourselves in our truth.
Absolutely. Truth is the word.
Yes.
Speak the truth, think the truth, and if every time, and we lie all the time. We are in a world of lie, illusion and lie, which is synonymous. We lie all the time without being aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
And just start listening to what you say. When I listen to what I say, well, that was a lie. That was a lie. And what I said 2 minutes ago was a lie. And what I was going to say is another lie. Wow. Then I can realize I lie all the time. And stop lying.
Mm. And
stop doing things that make no sense, that are lies also. And this is something minimal everybody can do without going to jail, without being, in trouble,
mm-hmm.
without losing your home. There are bigger steps. But the first step is tell the truth all the time. Let's say someone invites you for dinner.
Yes.
And you had planned to watch a nice movie.
Yes.
That night. But it's a good friend of yours, and you know that she's expecting to see you, and what am I going to say? Well, there are two things you can say. You can say, oh, I'm so sorry. But I have an appointment already this evening. I was committed to something. That's the lie. But this way, she won't be mad at you.
Yes.
The other thing is to tell the truth. You know what? I would love to spend some time with you, but I had planned to watch a movie by myself tonight, and I would really go with this. This would be my choice.
Yes.
Then she may get mad at you, but that is the truth.
Yes.
And that's not a big example. It's a tiny, tiny one.
And the truth will set you free.
And the truth will set you free. Absolutely. And this is so important. I'm not even talking about sex experiences where we lie all the time. We pretend, we lie, we go with seduction, half words. Sex is where I think it's 100% lie. And that's something you can start looking at. You know, when you don't feel like having an affair or making sex with your husband or wife or whatever.
Yes.
Well, you can. How about saying, you know what, darling, I don't feel like it tonight. And I did not feel like it yesterday, and even I said yes, but you know what, I was lying. I didn't feel like it. And you know what, I may not feel like it tomorrow. And I will let you know when I feel like it. Wow, that's scary.
Yeah, it is.
Because, well, I may lose my husband or my wife. I may, she or he may go to the one next door, find another one.
Yes.
He may, whatever. We're scared of the consequences.
Yes.
But that's the truth.
Yes.
You see? And those are tiny things, but they're so big. So big. And there's so much fear that goes on. Underlying those little experiences, those little lies. They look small, you know, in surface they look small, but the fear under is so big. And this is what we have to heal, is the underlying fear. Because don't forget, we die of fear and exhaustion.
Yeah.
So that's the way to get healthier and healthier all the time.
So we really need to just be watching our thoughts, our inner thoughts as well, isn't it, Ghis? I mean, they can bury us.
Oh, yes, absolutely. The thoughts, I mean, there's so many equations in our mind that we never questioned. We never questioned them. Question everything. Question the way of thinking, the way of believing, our beliefs. We have so many beliefs. And that we were, you know, we developed them from early, very early age. We started putting some beliefs in our minds. And our parents did a good job doing it too, helping us with that.
Yes.
And we have plenty of beliefs. And question them, one after the other. And when you realize that, well, it doesn't make sense, it's not true, stop doing it. Because it's not only realizing, consciousness has two folds. One is realizing what reality is. One, but number two is then changing my behavior accordingly. And this is what's scary. I may realize that, yes, maybe I don't tell the truth, but if I start telling the truth, then I may lose my friend, I may lose my husband, may lose my wife, I may lose my parents' love for me, or whatever. I mean, whatever. And family secrets is another one we can let go of. We all have family secrets. We all have family secrets. Most of the time they're related to sex and money. Abortion, for instance. Lots of women have had abortion, never talked about it.
Yes.
Affairs. People have had affairs, never talked about it.
Yes.
To their husband, to their wife, to their parents. Open up. Open up. It's time to tell the truth. And money is another aspect that is very important. And most of family secrets are related to money. Inheritance, for instance, is a big one. Yes, your father is not your father. That's about time you say it.
Yeah.
You know, and poor children, and they become adults, and they spend their whole life looking for their father, and they know. They've never been told that their father is not their father, but they know inside. The cells know.
Yes, yes.
That the truth is deep within the cells. They know. So the person keeps looking for her father, for a clue, for somebody, for something. They don't know what, but they keep searching. Tell them so they can stop searching.
Right. Ghis, we are out of time, and I've enjoyed this interview tremendously. I want to thank you for coming on the show. I've been talking with Ghis, author of The Medical Mafia, How to Get Out of It Alive and Take Back Our Health and Wealth. Thank you, Ghis.
It's been a pleasure, Anne, and thank you very much for inviting me to speak on your show.
Yes, it's been absolutely wonderful, and thank you for being a beacon of light and truth, and really living your truth.
Well, I do my best.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ghis.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining me. That's it for this month. I'll be back next month with more incredible interviews. Stay tuned to Truth from the Source, the first Sunday of every month. I'm Dr. Ann West signing off, and namaste, Goddess bless. You can email me at drannwest@aol.com or go to my website at drannwest.net. Goddess bless. Namaste.